Hello, good evening.
How are you?
Good, good. How about you?
I'm good. Welcome to TWS podcast.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Yeah. So this is Bat Kumar. He has 17 years experience in HR field. From Hyderabad, he has in LinkedIn 30,000 plus followers. As recently, he awarded from HR award from 2013 to 2014. And also, I'm also new in this podcast. So my name is Sushil Gupta. I have 11 years experience in IT field. And I recently started this podcast to connect with the different skill set people and taking the session in with different colleges of, regarding the job skill set and what are skill demand from the supply chain, what are skill required from the company organization level, what are the talent supply from the organization level. So that area I am working on that. Yes, sir. Can you please introduce yourself? Then we can begin our process.
Sure. Thank you, Sushil, for this opportunity. Myself, Bharat Kumar. I'm having overall 17 years of experience in the HR domain. Actually, I started my career with the sales, and then due to the passion towards the people, I have moved into the HR in 2005. And from there, I started my journey in the HR as an HR intern, and then scaling up. Now, today, I'm handling the total reports profile, where I'm handling for the US and LACAN, which is America's region in my current organization. So basically, I focus on the annual compensation cycle and at the same time, well-being activities because total rewards is a complete package in terms of the compensation, the benefits, and then well-being is also one of the parameter that total rewards will take care of. So these are the portfolio I currently handle. And thank you for this amazing opportunity, and looking forward for to discuss more about the role of HR in the future workspace. You're on mute.
Yeah, thank you for giving coming for this podcast. Yeah, so there's some technical glitch. Yeah, it's, it's working fine.
Yeah.
So the journey started from HR and what are the prospects in AI is ruling out in the organization level. How is going to impact our uh, the, the HR perspective, how is going to impact the employment, and how can the HR lead average AI to create a more inclusive and divergent workplace?
Yeah, basically, first we need to understand what is AI, right? To understand the HR, because HR is already we are aware of. It's more on human. The name itself suggests that it's a human resource, or basically optimizing the human resource. But when it comes to AI, it is artificial intelligence. The name itself recommends that it's artificial intelligence, where the human intelligence is required to drive the AI part. So AI is taking over the market, but more on from the technology standpoint. But when it comes to the human resource, with the human element should not be removed, because human element is a critical parameter, that is the foundation pillar for the human HR to survive and organization to survive. Without people, AI cannot overshadow the people. When it comes to the workplace, in terms of the diversity and inclusion, we should always educate or create awareness to the employees, create awareness to the top management, that what exactly is the role of AI, what is the role of HR. This has to be clearly defined, and buy-in has to be taken from the top management, and there include the correct parties or the employees, basically by creating the awareness on what exactly is AI. We should remove the fear of basically the AI will take the jobs. That is not the that is just a myth. Even though it takes the job, that is the reality, but it will create more opportunities or more new jobs that HR can take over. In the past, we never heard about this prompt engineering, or we never had this AI and machine learning kind of engineers or data scientists. These are all evolving roles. So there is a lot of opportunities that the employees, that the people can learn, and that they can evolve themselves to cope up with the AI technology. To keep it more inclusive, participation of employees in the decision making is very critical. Not only the top management and the leaders, even the employees' role is critical part. We have to involve them in the decision making. We have to take their perception. Without their perception and their views, we cannot move forward as an HR leader. So basically, that is the critical part. AI is just a machine. Just think it as a machine. It will reduce your workload from the operational standpoint, but we need to focus more on the strategical standpoint from the HR perspective. So that is the role of AI. You're on mute, Sushil. Sorry, I
What are
can't hear.
prospective become in the job area right now? Lot of company, what I data I have, around 422 company has fired around 1,60,000 resources. So what it is based on AI. They are implemented. There are some of the research going on in front of. So not of the AI. It's going to remove it because AI also generating new jobs. There are
Yeah,
new features going to embed it in the
yeah,
system. And the AI also is a machine learning. So human need to learn from that tool, and they can implement a provide a good feature and the fast
yes,
processing. One of the
yes,
first machine we have invented. After that, we are thinking that machine will remove the resource. It is not possible to, because machine was created by human only. So that
yes,
prospect is happening. But right now, position that the firing is going on for organization because of the because of the work is reduced. There are recession in US and Europe. So that type the scenario is happening, and the prospect is going till in the AI level. So that's why the all people is prospecting and targeting to AI thing.
So basically, that is one approach. But the thing is, AI is just a enabler. Like the organizations are removing the employees because of AI is not the right approach, because human-centric approach, culture-oriented organization will focus on the employees first. AI is just an enabler. For example, you are doing a job, recurring job, and it is a recurring nature in terms of the operation that can be given to the AI. But at the same time, AI also will learn from the data only. Somebody has to be there to understand the metrics what AI can measure, and somebody should be there to understand how the AI will analyze, and somebody should interpret the data. AI can give the data, but it is not a decision maker. Somebody has to interpret the data, what AI outcome will give us, and they have to interpret the things and build the culture of the organization, and also educate the people and the top leadership what is the future about from the HR standpoint. So AI should be an enabler platform. It should not be a replacement basically for the human resource.
Yes, correct. So basically, the machine is learning as faster from the human. It's
Yeah.
happening. The repeated task can do the machine faster as compared to human. But while we
Yes.
are going to innovation, the innovation can do the human itself. The
Yeah.
innovation cannot be the faster as the machine. And
Yeah.
what our previous machine has generated, so that machine are doing the faster work, but they are not able to replace the human. So totally
Yes.
dependent on the human is there.
Yes. But the
Yeah.
unfortunate thing is there is a myth going on that it will replace entire human resource and there will not be human resource in the future, or there will not be very basically everything will be dependence. So these are all the things that is a myth going on in the industry. You're on mute, Sushil. Sorry.
In what way will we AI enhance the employee well with the mental support with the organization?
Yeah. So when it comes to mental well-being, it starts with the policy or the culture of the organization. AI is another role. AI has a role to play, but first thing starts with the culture of the organization. What are the core values the organization is looking about? Because it is also should be people-driven or the human-driven, human-centric approach. The policy should be defined like flexibility in the workplace. It should start with the adaptability of the workplace and understand that performance is not measured by number of works the employee number of hours the employee is working. That is the myth actually. If somebody is working very fast doesn't mean they are not productive. The term productiveness should be redefined. That is the start point. Then AI can be used, like we have internet of things, which is IoT we call. There are certain sensors in it, and it will measure the well-being of the employees. That gadgets will be can be given to the employees to measure their well-being, their heart rate, their BM rate, everything about the well-being of the of the employees. And also the sensor will give the statistics or the analysis about how the mental strength is about for the employees, and how the physical stability is there for the employees. These are all the things needs to be taken into consideration from the device perspective. But it is just an enabler. But as long as culture is embedded in the organization in terms of the mental well-being, like I mentioned, it should be the flexibility. We should not force employees to work 16 hours. We should also not glorify the overload of the work. We should not glorify the term busy in this workplace. Basically, somebody can work quicker and they can focus on other activities. It should not be like somebody is working 16 hours, 14 hours is a highly productive employee. That should not be the performance criteria. So the performance metrics has to be revisited. And then the embedded with the IoT and AI can also have the sense. Basically, we call it as sentimental survey with with the employees, and then manager role will come into picture, where they can have one-on-one. Unless until human touch is there, this sentimental analysis or this kind of AI will not have any effective role to play in the organization. It all starts with the workplace culture. It starts with the leadership buy-in. Starts with the managerial role, how interactive they are with their team on a regular basis, and how the feedback is given in a constructive way to their team members. That is very critical. Then AI can be used only to do certain analysis. It is just a secondary source of information, not the primary.
Recently, one incident happened in EY company. There are
Yeah.
lot of issue and lot of the perspective and opinion and coming in the social media. So, what are opinion on this issue happened?
So it's a basically we cannot comment much on it unless until we know the entire reality, or the basically the basic root cause. But while seeing at the social media post, it's creating more of negativity about around the country, around that company particularly. Because I heard that company has not even visited the funeral of that particular employee. If that is true, from my perspective, that is totally the wrong approach. As an employee, they are also asset of the organization. As long as they are there or they are leaving the organization, the branding should be in a positive way. As when you are onboarding somebody, you are projecting your company with lot of positiveness, lot of basically we can optimism. But when it comes to when employee is leaving, it should be the same way. When employees coming or leaving the organization, it should always be in a similar way. We should treat them in a positive way. We should respect them, and we should treat them as an asset. It is not like we should always think there is a replacement of for every role. If that is the case, even CEO can be replaced. That can happen, right? They are also they are also replaceable. But we should always think replacement is not the only criteria. As long as they are your employees, it is your responsibility to take care of them, to respect them and treat them as a primary asset. Then give the importance to the other integral tools like AI and other things, which can be the secondary source of your tools that can give you some information and data interpretation. But employees should be taken and treat them like a human. It is not like they should be working this many hours then they are productive. The prioritization of the work, prioritization of the mental well-being, and prioritization of the EAP sessions, which is employee assessment programs, where you can coach and teach the employees. Because I heard that that employee who died is very new, very young at age, right? They are just to learn. They are not your seniors. They are not your senior resource. They are very new to the organization. They will take some time to learn about the organization culture. But you cannot force them or you cannot penalize them by making them work these many hours just like machines. Because even if you run the machines for a stipulated longer period of time, you are having the threat that it may machine also may become defect, right? It will also stop working at some point in time. But think about the human. They are employees, they are human beings. So we have to think how we can prioritize the projects, how we can prioritize the resources. And also additional resources can be embedded, onboarded along with this new resources, so that they will coach and teach and mentor these new resources till the time they get into the next level, where they have the maturity to understand how the company is, what is the culture of the organization, and how they can better improve themselves in terms of upskilling and gain the competency to basically to do the job. So that is the maturity of the organization culture. It starts from bottom to top, not from top to bottom. Always think from the lowest level to the top. The culture has to be in the same way. It should be optimistic and also in a positive way.
Yes. Yes, it should be constructive. While I have started my career at 11 years ago, so I'm also new in this industry. So I got a mentor. Mentor should be assigned. Mentor guiding guiding the each and every work. So initial level, we are getting the mentorship from the mentors, seniors, and the and also work pressure should be not there. So there are a lot of prospective this case. We don't know how it's going to happening. There's some other issue happening, but the social media is just going the like they don't know the original picture. Just they are making the comments. They are doing the CA
Yeah,
group also making the LinkedIn post is
yeah,
every issue, but it is not going to help it. The
yes,
organization cost you were going to drown it. The CEO has also commented the work has been assigned to everyone. So every
yes,
organization has who is new, so assigned to everyone. But there are some of the people that taking to, take can help take the pressure and they do it. Sometimes the
yeah,
pressure also important in any industry. If you wanted
yeah,
to achieve any target, you should you should be explode. Sometimes somehow people able to do it within 9 hours. Somehow take more time to 12 hours to
yeah,
complete it, but that depend on potential you can do it, but expectation and aspiration is high for each and every
yes,
person. So that are the
yes.
main things which we impacting the health mental health in this industry.
Yeah, basically it is all with the buddy program. Normally, when we onboard somebody, there will be a buddy program. Why we are giving that buddy program? Because to onboard somebody and be a support to that person, and they will take some time to learn. Basically, we should not have the branding. Even there is another perspective for the employees as well. Don't go with the branding of the organization. That if I join this company, I'll be successful. That should not be the myth. You can join even a startup, and you can grow and become a successful in the domain, right? It is not like I can join particular X company and I will grow because of that culture only, because you are never know unless until you get into that organization. The real culture of the organization you will feel only when you are an employee of that company, not from the outsider, or somebody is posting negative on the LinkedIn, on the social media, without knowing the facts. It is sorry to say that, but without knowing the facts we should not talk negative about anybody, not only the employer, even the employee. And there is a circulation going on that the person, the mother of that particular deceased employee has posted, and it is very disheartening to see that. But at the same time, we should give constructive way how the organization can improve. We should not blame the organization. Just by blaming something, you will not be able to provide a solution to anything. Even you cannot blame anyone. That will not be the correct way, right? You should give a solution how you can at least avoid such situation in the future. Instead of, there are two ways, right? One is preventive measure, other is corrective measure. In this case it is more from a corrective measure, because already the social media is already having lot of posts about this particular thing, and also there are a couple of other incidents that are happened in other organization as well, where the employee died at the workplace. So this is not just because after pandemic the mental well-being is becoming the more priority, because in the past also it was there, but people were not used, the companies were never focusing on the mental wellness as they are doing today. Because of the pandemic, that is a positive way that the companies are understanding the importance of the mental well-being. So we should have the mental health where, so basically first aider we call. Even I am an MHFA certified person. So I basically we have the team champion. We should have the MHFA champion assigned to each team, who is the person. Basically he will be the person who will be driving the mental well-being by taking certain initiative on the meditation part, or certain yoga. When I mean, it is not like full-fledged yoga. The basic yoga can be taught, the ergonomics can be taught to the employees, because we are working continuously working in one place. So we should have the movement of the body and movement of the mind. The meditation and the yoga will help to major extent. So the MHFA is basically the family member, will be like a family member who will coach, teach, and be a supportive resource for the employees. and they can always talk on personal note, on the professional note, and these additional resources the MHFA champion can provide to the employees on from time to time. And also we should say practice of saying no to certain things. It is like people are taking overload just because what others think. That should not be the perspective. If somebody is giving you the overload, doesn't mean you can do it in within the stipulated period of time or within the timeline. Instead it is causing more stress, more depression, because we are taking it just for the sake of others. But we should think from our internal perspective. We should question ourselves whether I will be able to do it. There is no harm saying no to certain overloads, because we can eventually grow and eventually take when we have the mental stability and the maturity levels, not at the start of the career. But learning is a continuous journey. You can learn it step by step, not all in one go. There are a lot of resources, lot of technology platforms, but we should understand and we should practice the saying no to certain overloads or the workloads that is coming our way.
Yeah, correct. So let me discuss the AI things which are our topics. So how HR professionals use AI to foster the continuous learning and development for the employee.
Yeah. So we are using Netflix, right? Netflix and Amazon. They are also integrated with the AI platform. When you have seen Netflix, if you have watched certain movies of a certain genre, and later on, basically it will recommend. That is a AI. It's based on the machine learning, basically supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. The machine learning will give you the insight. The AI is giving the insight in such a way. Employees also should have the platform where they could have a recommended tailor-made curriculum for the learning based on their skill set, their competencies, and their passion and their area of interest. So this recommendation will give them the tailor-made learning platform. It is not like you should not force any learning on the employees, like you should do so and so learnings, so and so topics you have to cover. That should not be the case, because that will build the forced learning in the employees, and they will never learn. Even if they learn, they will not be remembering it for a period of time, for a longer period of time. Should we should always customize the learning by giving them in the resources and tailor made options and recommendations. And also the projects, not only the learning curriculum, even the projects is equally important. Because when it comes to you are learning but you are not implementing it, then there is a lot of high chance that you will not remember it for a longer period of time. So we should give the platform to implement those learnings in a practically. That is very critical. And then we should also have the gamification of the learning that will give more fun way of learning initiative, where the gamification will give you the option that you will play with the things and you are awarded with certain pointers, your reward points, and you are actually compete with others in the gaming ladder. So that is how the learning curriculum can be given to the resources or to the employees. Hello, Sushil.
Yes, correct. Thank you.
Yeah.
So how like in the who is like coming in from the colleges, what students coming from the colleges, which step they need to follow to get a job? Because right now the unemployment of the engineers, IT who wanted to become in
Yeah.
into the IT industry, how can they grow and what things they need to learn to get it in the job?
Yeah, basically they should come out of this traditional way of applying to the jobs, because they'll just read the job JDs. They won't even read the JDs for. Sorry to say that the survey says that JDs are not it completely, and they just apply to the jobs, thinking that at least if I apply for majority of the jobs, somebody will call. That should be not the case. That is not the right approach. For them, the networking is the start point. Start early, but start small, and then grow the network, because LinkedIn is an amazing platform. Currently, when it comes to the social media, LinkedIn is an amazing platform where they can leverage and build a personal brand image as well as professional brand image. So you have to showcase yourself in a positive way, initially the branding is required, even though it is not a kind of publicity, but it is just to let the others know what you are capable of. And also focus on networking in a positive way. Attend the workshops in person or online or virtual, but have a right connections. If you are based on your aspirations and based on your passion and purpose, you have to build the right connections. Just stay in touch with them, share your knowledge, gain the insights, and also work on the problem statements of what the organizations are currently facing, and try to build a solution at your end by leveraging on the technology, by leveraging on the process. And also there is a LinkedIn provides you the LinkedIn Learning, and Coursera are one of our core learning platforms where they can leverage more and learn certain things and then gain the knowledge and talk to the industry experts, have a mentor. That is another critical element. Just everything cannot be done by us, because in Mahabharata, even though Arjuna is a very well skilled, but he has a mentor Dronacharya. Same with Ekalavya. So we should have the mentor. Without mentor we cannot grow. Not everybody knows everything, right? So we can learn something from the mentor who will be the your career, basically the support in terms of the moral support, in terms of your curriculum support, and takes you to the next level. So they will open the doors which we never explored. So the mentorship is very important. And then write some articles about what use your thought process about the current trend that is going on. For example, the AI, how it can bring value onto the table and to the culture of the organization, and what is a problem statement you are trying to solve. Because JD is just a gives and glimpse about what is your roles and responsibility, but do a research about that company. What is their problem statement, what is the core value, what is their vision and mission, and tie it to your aspirations, and then tailor made your resume and apply. And also take feedback from the task team, because most of them will not will wait for the feedback. But unfortunately, we have to say that not every company will come back with the feedback, because that is the case, right? That is a reality. So take some time to understand why you are not selected and what can be improved. So the feedback is very critical. The mentorship, the feedback, and the technology, and then the networking. These are all the pillars that are very helpful for the people to basically who are applying for the job.
Yes, so who got an opportunity to give the interview, the skill set going to prove it. But
Yeah,
once the reach of the interview, you need to give the network, you need to prepare the
yeah,
resume. So what are the before the interview, what are preparation we required? Step by
yeah,
step, we need to skill it. After that,
yes,
once you got a in front of the interviewer, after that, this second picture going to your what are skill set you are going to prove it. So skill set
yes,
and what are the preparation you have done before the
yeah,
interview that is going to prove it. You prove it. So
yes,
that's a suggestion I always happen, and that people who is working. Uh, Based on the interview preparation. So they need to go in step by step.
yes,
Actually,
yes,
what are the talent supply from the organization right now? Talent supply is high,
yeah,
and talent demand from the industry is low.
yeah,
So in this case, what happened? As you know, the interviewer, what we have, he will select the screen. What are people able to do first day itself, and what are startup right now? They are selecting who is able to employ from who is able to work from the day first, because they don't have
yes,
too much money to
yes,
train it. It will take you 5 to 6 months to train it as an employer. So
yeah,
that's the issue happening. So, the employment demand, what a demand we have, uh, like uh, we don't have too much demand and supply is high. So in
yeah.
this case, we are selecting the green people who will know better what
Yes,
are
this is
green
a
and green
competitive world. Yeah, it's a
competitive world.
competition that is going on. But the thing is, like you rightly mentioned, from the day one, they expect you to perform. That is a new era we have. In the past, we had some time to basically, like, we have the time to train them, coach them, teach them, and then they were given the projects. But now it is like you rightly mentioned, the startups, they don't have that resource, they don't have the time, and they have the project crunch and the project timeline, which is very aggressive. so they don't have the time to teach and coach the employees. So it is like they will look for somebody who is a very good in academic, that is one of the criteria, but somebody is very good in their basically how they project themselves to solve the problems, or they are very much ready for the day one. On the day one they have to start with, because the culture they can learn once they get into the organization, but certain elements, for example, if you take somebody from the HR, they expect somebody should be an extrovert. That is a skill. You have to be talkative in a professional way. You should have that basically the good communication skill, and you should also have the people management skill. So these are the skills will not be taught much in the academics, right, in the institutes or in the basically in your colleges. That is what they have to basically practice and come up with certain communication skills, stakeholder management, and also problem solving skills. Then only they can be ready for the day one, because the organization to organization culture will be different. But what is the expectation, you have to understand. Even from the employer perspective, that they have to set the right expectation, and employee or the candidate perspective, they also have the right understanding of that expectation. If these two gets into sync, then there will be the perfect onboarding and perfect resource that will be coming into the organization.
Yes, correct. So, like, what are the steps the process HR followed while going to recruitment? Like, there are one ATS right now is going on. A lot
Yeah.
of resumes they come to they select using of the different of AI tool to get selected. So, what are
Yeah.
the things we need, like resource need to highlight it in this case?
One is ATS, like you mentioned, applicant tracking system is one of the thing that it should be the resume, whatever they are making or preparing should be ATS compliant, because the ATS will check the keywords and everything, the template and the formatting according to it. That is the first step. That is a gate. You can call the entry gate. Unless until you enter into that, you will not be into the next level of the interviews, right? So ATS compliant resume is the critical, and highlight the keywords and also your basically competencies, skills, and academics in a professional way in a particular format. They should not be high like a high fundu, or we call it too much of design, too much of colorfulness is not required for an ATS resume. It all reads the content. The content of your CV should be ATS compliant with all the sections, relevant sections, and relevant keywords. So that is the first step. Second step is when somebody is having, they will look out your past experience. If you are a fresher, they will think they will also look at your behavioral competencies, and how you are academically strong, and what all the projects you have done as an intern or something. When it comes to experience, they will also see your background about your past experience, what are all the organizations you have worked, that you try to showcase what are all you have done as an achievement in each of the organization as a one liner, so that the interviewer will get to understand, not just mentioning I worked for so and so company for so and so from 2 to that is anyway is required. But in addition to that, you should also mention what exactly you have done, what is your role, what is your value addition you have brought to the table in that organization. Highlight those things, even if it is one word or a two sentence or three sentence, that is okay. One paragraph, just mention that as a highlighter, so that the interviewer will understand what is the value addition you have brought, and what are all the key competency skills you have, and what you can bring to the organization based on the JD. This is the second step. Third step is when the interview is there. When you are attending an interview, be positive. Basically, your outlook should be positive and behavior should be positive, because if there will be a psychometric test where they test your patience, they will test your psychology. There are certain elements that also is critical, because mental well-being is tied to psychology, right? Your mental, how you think, or what is your thought process, that is the psychometric test has to happen, and you have to pass that also. Technical skills is anyway part of the interview, but these are all very critical, because we can teach the skills but not the attitude and behavior. So those are very critical.
Correct. While we are searching any interview, any candidate as a fresher, as a experience, we in fresher basically we see his curiosity, his willingness. He's able to drive the thing. He is not like if something is not happening, he's not able to answer it because of fear, because of lack of confidence. But if he's trying, he's able to do it. He is going something is there. So
Yeah.
the, that curiosity and the things he is going to do the effort in the interview, it itself showing he's willing to do in any company, and he will going to grab
Yeah.
up the organization, and he's going to trend it.
Yes, and also there are a lot of AI related mock interview tools available. Practicing your interview before you face the real interview. These are all the certain opportunities we have where the candidate can do some tests or do the mock interviews to understand where at what level they are, what can be improved. So there will always be scope for improvement. Nobody is perfect 100%. Even the CEO or even the employer or even the interviewer is not 100% basically perfect. So there is always scope for improvement, but what they expect is at least 70% you match to the job, or 80 70 to 80% is what they look out. Rest of the things is your behavioral aspect. So these AI enabled tools are there where the mock interviews can be conducted, and you can take your feedback about how you are performing and what are the areas you can improve. So it's always learning is one of the curriculum that should be part of the journey. We cannot actually, once you are past the interview, nothing stops, right? Again you have to scale it up yourself to the next level. So there is again learning will come into picture. So this learning is a continuous journey.
So basically, this is like once we grown up in our school life, like our parents will say, teachers will say, now you need to just study in school level. Once
Yeah.
you go in college, you need to fun. You know, there are a lot of things. Once we go to college, just college, you need to finish. After that, you will going to enjoy, you will be going to work. But
Yeah.
the thing, while we are starting our journey, it comes from the school. We need to study in hard in school and
Yeah.
colleges also. The total, the constructive way you are going to do it, the number of you are whatever you are obtaining is not going to help it. But
Yes.
the constructive what network you are creating from school to college, college to your organization, that going to help it your professional and personal growth. Which
Yes.
aura you are living, how you are going to grow up. If you are living the people who is going to government job, who have a different perspective, you wanted to go in different perspective. The perspective and distraction is very important. Right now what
Yes.
happened, I could see I met a lot of people from the different colleges who is not selected for 2022 to 2030 to 23. So they are just confused. They are doing the preparation of the government job. Now they are going to IT. So a lot of people I ask, if you are why you are joined to IT. The
Yeah.
question is the answer is straightforward. In IT, there are lot of money, but money is there, but hiring also there in IT.
Yes. Risk is
What
also
the,
high. Basically, they should tie to the purpose. First of all, that's the reason I say always go with the purpose. What is your purpose? What is your passion? And what is the how you can tie it to your aspiration? It's not like IT is a fancy job I can do unless until I gain the competency or my passion is towards the IT. You should always compare yourself and your competency level, your abilities, and then tie it to your goal. It's not like somebody is shining in cinema industry, I can become a hero. If somebody is shining in some other industry, I can also become expert like that. That should not be the comparison. Compare what you are, what is your passion, what you have studied, and it should match your background, right? If you have studied something, you are working something, and your aspiration is something, they are working in silos, then it cannot be a constructive way of moving forward. So for example, if I take my example, I was in sales, I have never done MBA. After that I did MBA because I want to get into HR. My passion is in HR, my purpose is HR, my purpose is people. So I have scaled up to transform transition myself into HR with the correct background, correct academics, and then correct step, the step I am taking from day in and day out. That is how you have to scale your design your career plan. Otherwise you cannot compare somebody is an expert at somebody is successful in some domain. We cannot be successful in that domain, and at the same time we are successful in something. We are having enough talent in something, not we cannot expect somebody should be equally talented like this. It works in both the ways. So we have to tie our purpose, our passion, and also don't come with the societal pressure. That is another critical element, like parental pressure or some peer pressure, or from the society the pressure, the relatives are pressuring. They are saying this is a good, they are all talking on the air, sorry to say this, without the depth knowledge of reality. They are all just comparing, somebody is seeing from the outlook of somebody, just giving suggestion. Good to take suggestion, I'm not saying they are wrong, but we should be our own decision maker. We should think what exactly I am capable of, and what is my purpose, and what value addition I can bring onto the table.
Correct. So what a pressure comes from the society, they are moving that way, or either they are moving that way where lot of people is flowing. So
Yeah.
if it is not a constructive way, there are a lot of people I've met. So they are joining the BPOs because they are
Mm.
getting around 20K from BPO. But
Yeah.
the from the IT, they are the who is like a new company, they are given only 10K or 12K. So I lot of time I've just said told them please join in IT if you want to grow your career in IT.
Yes.
Join the IT. If you are getting 5K, it is enough. If you are not getting it, but you are getting the work any IT company, you
Yes.
should join the IT company because within 1 and 2 years you're going to grown up. There are a lot of my friends who work like with my college, they're not selected from in campus. So in
Yeah.
this, if they have worked in 5 years, now they are in a very good position as compared to me.
Yes.
So
So
this
basically, that is a very important. We should not always see the financial element. Financial is equally important, but at the start of the career, financial perspective is not the right way to look into the big picture. At the time, it's you're more on the learning. Invest more on the learning, then comes the earning. That is what I always follow. First the learning, then the earning, not the other way around. Once you start learning, you position yourself into a particular platform in your particular career path, then the learning will always come. But don't go into the something some other profession where you are highly paid but you are not bringing any value to the table, right? So that is very important. For the interns, do the free internship is also okay, as long as there is a earning for you. Don't think you should be paid having only the paid internships.
yes. That the scenario is happening right now. And what are the perspective that hiring happening from the company? So how market going to capture it and how people are going to settle down? There are one prospect is coming and lot of resumes is coming, lot of companies hiring, but they are working at too much hike because of corona. They get too much hike. After that, they are firing from the company. Then a lot of companies fire like 2%, 5% from the company. How going to impact the society, impact the IT industry or any industry where the hiring is happening?
So hiring also should be like a constructive way, like it applies for the candidate. Even the hiring team or the task team has to think what is it really required. This position is really required for the next 5 to 10 years. They should not have the short-term perspective that this project is there, I have to hire somebody, and the project is done, I have to fire somebody. That should not be the approach. It should not be tied to the project. It should be a long-term goal of how that resource will bring more value in the long run. That should be the perspective of the hiring team. Just with the pressure you're hiring somebody in that way, you can give it as a contract. Why to hire somebody and play with their career, right? You can give an outsourcing contract, or you can give to third party, or hire somebody on a regular external basis just for 1 year, 1 or 2 year contract. If that is the case, if it is tied to the short term. If it is the long term goal, you have to invest a lot in the resource, taking the right resource, bringing the right resource, and then giving the correct career path. It's not only the onboarding and hiring there ends the job. That should not be the case. There is a next level tied to it, right? Once the employees are onboarded, then there is another level, how you coach, teach, and mentor them. What are the opportunities you are giving them, development opportunities and the growth opportunities, and what how they will look like. There is a question that will be asked very frequently, right, to the candidate: how you will position yourself down the years, 5 years. Same question should be asked to the resource, the interviewer also: how you will position myself, me, in this organization. Then lot of issues will get solved. It is actually for the sake of asking question, you cannot ask somebody. That answer will be always a googled answer or something from the google. That is not fulfilling your requirement, right? Most of the case, not all, but most of the scenario I'm talking about. But at the same time, the hiring team should think what how they will look like. This same resource today will look like in the 5 years down the line. What is the value addition? What is the value addition they are going to bring to the organization? How their growth level will look like? What are all the projects that are in the pipeline? what are all the development opportunities we can give them, either lateral movement or promotions or transfers. These are all futuristic way of looking. Outlook is very important from the hiring perspective. Otherwise you are hiring and firing. This will go on. This will never end basically.
Yes, correct. So hiring, firing, the process of any industry, and also it's not from the organization level. The employee also give the resignation, and they are going to some other company, and they are going start on a startup.
Yeah.
There are a lot of prospecting happening after the corona. A lot of new companies comes in the market in different
Yeah.
industry. So the learning growth is going on, but the people who is not constructive, who is not centralized, who is not continuously learning, who is
Yeah.
not central. What are the aim to do it? He is not
Yes.
concentrate of the one thing, because he wanted
Yes.
to output within a 6 months, within 2 months, but it is not possible for any
Yeah.
organization, for any business startup. It will take time to grow up. As the
Yes.
baby has born, will take time to grow up. Same like that,
Yes.
any startup, any employee who is going to grow the growth in a company and or any other organization. So if
Yes.
the continuously learning will is there.
Yes, it applies both the ways. From the hiring team perspective, this is what they have to look the futuristic way. At the same time, the candidates also should approach the companies where they want to be stable. There should be a stability, career stability. You cannot work for a year and move because somebody is paying more than the current organization. That should not be your approach. That is basically the wrong approach. I mean, personally, I feel we have to have some stability because you have to invest time in learning. Otherwise, if you are moving on different companies for a year, for a period of year, you will not learn anything and you will be confused with the cultures of different organization. The maturity of the mindset will not be there. The maturity of the mindset will come when you stick to one company for a period of 2 3 years, at least 5 years. You learn something, then you have the maturity level, the mental stability to move on to the other organizations. But invest more on the learning. Don't think that today I learned something. You are the learning nowadays is fashioned with the skills, with the certification. That is the wrong way. Learning is not the certification. Learning is all about your capability, your ability to solve those problems based on your learning from the skills, from the courses you are learning. How you are solving the problems, what are all the innovative ideas you are bringing onto the table. That is real learning. Unless until you implement them practically, that is not the real learning.
Yes. So it's going to help while you are doing yourself in continuous learning, switching the job. You wanted to grow your career, so you need to switch. If you
Yeah.
grow in your career, service based to product based to some other startups, so there's a lot of platforms you open. But the problem is the continuously learning, and continuously
Yes.
you are going to follow the any passion. If you wanted to grow your career for any path, if you wanted to
Yeah.
grow, yes,
Yes, we should, because like you rightly mentioned, when you are born, you are not into the school. It takes some time to join you in the school. At the same time, when you are joining the school, you are not studying the 10th standard. You are eventually gradually moving from the one grade to other grade, and then finally you are reaching the 10th. Same applies to career also. You cannot expect to become a CEO of a startup by from the college itself. Even though that is happening, but that is not you cannot sustain. There are two things in the market, right? Growth is happening, but how long you will sustain in this competitive world is very critical. Success can happen overnight, but sustainability is not. So you have to focus on the both the elements, both the aspects. You have to think how I will be successful and how I will be sustaining it after being successful. That is very important. The second element, most of the people are forgetting. They are just focusing, I am becoming successful, okay. But then you are opening a startup with some your ideas, but without learning certain things, you cannot run the startup and you cannot grow it to the matured company, right? There are a lot of things that will be the behind the screen, right, in the organization. So for that you have to learn. Continuous learning is one of the critical element. Even you fail, you learn from it. And learn, there are multiple ways of learning. Learning from self, learning from others failure, learning from others success, and learning from machines, which is AI or something. Even when you now chat gpt is one of the sensation. You learn from chat gpt, but don't think that ChatGPT is your mentor. You are the mentor for the ChatGPT, because you have to be the prompt whatever you are providing, that you have to learn. Without that, just blindly typing and just copying is not the correct criteria. That is not a learning. That is just a copying in the examination. That is a way of copying. But you have to learn how you give the prompt, which is nothing but how prompt engineering is very important, and leverage on the technology and build your own innovations. That is
Yes.
important.
Yeah, based on AI, there are a lot of new opening in the market. There's prompt engineering, backend
Yep.
LLM, data mining. There are a lot of data science. So a lot of
Yeah.
opening is happening. So the you need to choose. You need to analyze yourself which way you want to grow. Because
Yeah.
in IT, there are a lot of technology going on. There are
Yeah.
a lot of road passes there. There's a lot of passes there.
Yes.
You can go management line. You can go for
Yes.
agile, Scrum, like Java, .NET. There are a lot of basic language. After that, you need to choose a path. So the path you
Yes.
are choosing, you need to go on that way. There are a lot of
Yes.
this is happening now. Yeah, there are a lot of scope in blockchain. There are scope for every industry, and AI are also impacting the every industry. The work of doing, because AI going to replace the things which we are doing which we are doing the repetitive work. So machine are
Yes.
always doing this. The but
Yes.
you need to see the demand. If you wanted to hire
Yes.
package, you need to see the demand. You need to learn from the market. What are the new technology coming in the market? Once you learn up, you will get a definitely you get a higher package, and you are going to grow.
Yeah, it's not only the learning, because like you mentioned, AI is a boon. AI is one of the element we have found out now. It is not like it has come only now. It has been existing since long, but it has come into limelight now in the spotlight. But like LLM, the large language model, the generative AI, Chat GPT, these are all, and data science, because these are all nothing but we are trying to mimic the human work. In nutshell, AI is nothing but it is mimicking the human ability. And also there is a data science, right, which is involved, which will talk about the cognitive way of thinking. So in future we may also have the robots that will think exactly like us, with with emotions, and also that is cognitive way of building the AI. So generative AI, and also narrow AI. Narrow AI is nothing but your repetitive task, but generative AI is nothing but it will mimic certain activities just like a human. So we have to focus on how we can sustain with this learning. If you learn AI today, ChatGPT, and I have a certification, doesn't mean I will be successful in this competitive world. If I learn how to do the prompt engineering, doesn't mean I am capable enough to sustain in this competitive world. So you have to do certain projects, certain basically your innovative ideas, and bring some value to the table. Something can be patented as well. There is not nobody stopping. If you have a good idea, that can be patented and it can be brought to the organizations like Google, Microsoft, and other organizations which are very much investing in the AI part, and you can grow eventually in that way, not just by certification, just by going with the fancy titles.
Sir, right. So certification is different while you are going to real work. There are a
Yep.
lot of certified people, they are not able to work because
Yes.
certification is different thing. Certification is the study what we have done in college. The
Yeah.
college degree is not going to define your work.
Yes.
Certificate is not going to define your
Yep.
work. While you are going to real time problem, you will get a real time problem. You need to work on that to the real time ground level. But certificate
Yes.
is just show up, you are going to prove it. So certification is also important while we are going the resume to show up, or you are going to show in
Yeah.
front of the company. The company also requires some certified people because they need to show in front of the client. That are
Yeah.
that much certified IT software, AI certified, Scrum Master certified, that certified resource available in our company. So the show up we will show in front of client. It is very important.
Yes,
But
you have to showcase
certified
yourself. I'll give an analogy, but you are a good chef. The ingredients are your certifications, okay? What the certifications are your ingredients. The right certification you are choosing to prepare some dish, and you are a perfect cook. Unless until you use the ingredients and project yourself, nobody will taste it. You cannot say these ingredients are very good if I make it, if I make it. Unless until you make it, nobody will taste it. Same way, certifications are your ingredients. And think, you are a chef, you want to prepare a nice dish and project to the world, you have to implement it. Unless until you have the practical exposure or implementing those knowledge, it is of no use.
Yes. So basically, what we have to the conclusion, the AI going not going to kill the job. It's going to help to grow and good features and good
Yeah.
perspective in our industry. It's going to help to grow in our industry very faster. So it's going to not kill the job. It's going to
Yeah.
adding the value add. It, you need to decide which way you wanted to grow, how you are going to adapt it, how you are
Yeah.
going to use it. There are a lot of in last 3 to 4 years. There are a lot of people use that AI tool and making the different type of the AI based on the that API. They've launched the different type of projects. So
Yeah.
they are using their API in the right time. They are going to sell it. The
Yes.
technology comes in the market. As soon as you will learn it, you are going to take a benefit on that technology. It's going
Yeah.
to help your career and going to help to grow in your career and going to help you financially. You are getting the more
Yes.
input and you are going to more opportunity in that field because once the technology is rare,
Yes.
the people the talent supply is low and demand is high. That
Yes.
time the supply will get what much amount they want, but supply is high
Calibration.
and demand is low. That
Yes.
the prospective the employer has multiple resources available. So based on
Yes.
capability, they will choose it and give the package. So
Yeah.
totally depends. The AI is not going to help it. So can you
Yes,
briefly
AI
brief
is
summarize?
not going to take your job for sure. It will take certain jobs which are repetitive and operational in nature, but it will create more strategic way of thinking. Like ChatGPT and AI will give you the sentimental analysis. It will give you predictive and prescriptive analysis, because there are certain things in AI, basically in machine learning, like descriptive, diagnostic, and prescriptive and predictive. These are the four elements where we look into it. Descriptive is what is as is process, diagnosis is identifying the root cause, and predictive is predicting how it can be look in future, and what are the prescriptive, if we implement, what will go wrong and what will be the right if I implement certain ideas using the AI. So this is how the AI will be more, you have to more engage with the AI in a positive way. Don't have the fear of losing something. Even if you lose certain things, you will gain certain things. That is the AI for future. But most important things is, whatever be the technology, the people element is very critical. Human centricity should be the heart of the organization. Otherwise, no technology can save anything.
Yes, correct. So there are one other perspectives come in my mind. See, what are steps should be I take to ensure the ethicalness? What the AI
Yes.
comes, so there are a lot of duplication there in market.
Yes.
How AI practice the recruitment and employ from the employment management?
So
How
ethical standards, when you are implementing AI, the IBM has certain ethical standards to be followed. One is basically the biasness. We have to eliminate the biasness. If you are having the data which has the biasness in the past, even AI will try to learn the same thing, and it will impact negatively when you are hiring somebody. So you have to see the data cleanup, whether there is any biasness or not. We should not have any gender, race, religion, color, caste. Everything should not be taken into consideration. It should be only on the competency, the skill set, academics, and what is the value addition. So we have to train the AI in a constructive way, not by without any conscious biasness. Then second thing is the privacy. Data privacy is another element that will come into picture for any organization. Even if I am applying for some company and they are selling my data, for example, then that privacy is a big question. Trust is again tied to the privacy. If they are selling the data, then trust will come into picture. How can I trust that organization? How can I trust the AI? So privacy, the trust factor, the biasness, and then it should be robust enough. The tool should be robust enough to create certain solutions. Otherwise, human intelligence have a lot of thought process. They can derive the solution, but we are used to AI. We need some tool to derive the solution, but even a human can generate more solution than the AI. That is the fact. because in the ancient times we never had this technology, but there are a lot more solutions that have been applied in nature which is still applicable when it comes to science or ancient history and all, right? And also then come into picture the privacy and data privacy is another element where we have to govern the data privacy. And then the AI algorithm should have the uh, correct transparency. We should have the transparency when you are algorithm coding the AI, on what data, on what basis this algorithm is written, if what is the input and what is the output. If there is a garbage in, there will be a garbage out. So that transparency is we have to maintain when you're defining the AI algorithm. You should have each and every step, what is the why this algorithm is written in this way, and what is the outcome expected in the benefit of everyone. It should be a collective and also win-win situation for the employees, for the candidates, for the organization.
Yes, correct. So the conclusion that AI not going to kill the job.
Yeah.
You need to learn the AI. You
Yes.
need to adapt the AI. You can utilize the AI
Yeah.
based on you can pick up your career. There are a lot of opportunity in market. So what
Yeah.
topic we have the AI driven. So we have
Eliminate the fear. Eliminate the fear of losing job. That is the first
yes
step. Then
yes
upskill yourself and be ready to compete with the market in a positive way. Don't compare. If somebody is having 100 certifications, I am not having anything, that is okay, perfectly okay. You focus on what certification you need, what ingredient you need to prepare your dish. That is very important. Even if it is one or two and they are adding more value than those 100 certifications, that is okay. But bring some value to the table with the innovative ideas, with the critical thinking and design thinking.
yes correct. So we are going to summarize with everyone. So we got a 1 hour from 1 hour from so now it's already completed. So good to see us. Thank you for the giving the time and very thank you. And you can see that in description there are we have put the LinkedIn profile from sir, so you can connect Bharat. If you require any help, if you can comment to that video, you will get a question. If you have any question, you can write it in comments. You will get answer. And it's very nice place. Like, it's very nice to talk with you. And so how you feel and come in my talk. So
Yeah.
what I am doing.
Yeah, basically, I enjoyed this kind of workshops or this kind of events because now, with over 17 years of experience, it is my responsibility to give back to the society. Because I have come through different domain, I have faced a lot of challenges, and I never had this kind of opportunities in my life when I started my career. With the good thing is you like people like you are having conducting these workshops or podcast, which is very important, and it's a learning opportunity for many people, and it should be a continuous journey. I am free to, if you call me for n number of time, I'm ready to come because it's my responsibility to teach and coach and also learn from you people like you and also from others. At the same time, I am sharing my experience. This is a learning opportunity basically. Now it is learning will happen in multiple ways, self-paced learning, but the good way of learning is a combined, like this podcast or webinars, or basically through this LinkedIn platform. Like you rightly mentioned, I'm available on LinkedIn at any time. Anybody can DM me or reach out to me. I'm always ready to help because I come with a diverse background. In I have worked in payroll, I worked in recruitment, I worked in total rewards. I have done in all the domains in HR. Even I worked in certain manufacturing industries, so I have a diversified profile, and I'm ready to help. The one thing I want to caution is, if it is job related, I can help on the tips, but I cannot give the job because I am not from the task, and as per the policy, I am not ready. I should not be referring anybody as per the corporate policy.
Yes, yes,
So,
yes. I
yeah,
know
yeah.
the
No,
situation in
just I want to
environment.
caution because normally I get and I feel very unfortunate that I cannot help, but I redirect them to the other persons, other people. But when it comes to the knowledge in terms of the HR, in terms of AI or anything, feel free to reach out. I'm ready to help anytime, and I'm unfortunate to have be part of this platform with this podcast with Sushil, and I'm ready to come in future as well with the different topics, and we can scale it up to the next level because spending time and learning and gaining knowledge is very important in
Right.
this busy
The
world.
base of yes, the base of this podcast is started. But,
Yeah.
I'm doing the show in offline in colleges.
Okay.
So, there I will not getting time to like each time because I'm working somewhere.
Okay.
So I was sitting on online. So there are some of audience to get a input. So I'm also learning from the audience, and also
Yeah.
I'm what are the there are a lot of platform I created which what are the jobs opening in, coming from the different company. So I'm
Yeah.
putting there they are going to try it, and many of got selected, and what are the input we can give it, how you are going to do the preparation, how you are going to create a
Yes.
resume, building the resume, what the input we can give it as a experience we can do it. But what a problem we have
Yes.
faced, they will not face and they will come
Yes.
go pro it. So that's a prospect of this
No,
talk.
we can keep it as a continuous journey. It should not be end up with one topic. There are multiple topics, and we can touch base each and everything, and we can have
Yes,
different perspectives, learning from each other, and we can share something to the society, right? To the people who are really
yes.
looking for some. It may helpful for even for one person. That is a success. That is what I believe. Now, if not with
Correct,
one
correct.
post, it is becoming viral. That is, I don't think about the numbers or the count. I always think about what value add it can bring to at least one person. That is my success rate.
So yes, thank you. So what are guys is going to watch this broadcast? If you have any question, you can put it here, and if you have any required any other topic, just ping in this comment in this group itself. We will take it, and we will try to again take a time with sir, and we will do the podcast again for the different topic. And
Yeah.
it's nice to talk with you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Sushil.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
for your time, and it's very much appreciated that you are taking time to do this time for the podcast, which is really commendable and really appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.